Genius is the ability to independently arrive at and understand concepts that would normally have to be taught by another person. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. All our knowledge begins with the senses, proceeds then to the understanding, and ends with reason. There is nothing higher than reason. He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterward if people step on him. Happiness is not an ideal of reason, but of imagination. The busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we live, and the more conscious we are of life. Man must be disciplined, for he is by nature raw and wild. An action, to have moral worth, must be done from duty. Morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. For peace to reign on earth, humans must evolve into new beings who have learned to see the whole first. Seek not the favor of the multitude. It is seldom got by honest and lawful means, but seek the testimony of few, and number, not voices, but weigh them. Out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. Space and time are the frameworks within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. Thoughts without content are empty, and intuitions without concepts are blind. All false art, all vain wisdom, lasts its time but finally destroys itself, and its highest culture is also the epoch of its decay. Without man and his potential for moral progress, the whole of reality would be a mere wilderness, a thing in vain, and have no final purpose. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-imposed immaturity. Immaturity is the inability to use one's understanding without guidance from another. By a lie, a man throws away, and as it were annihilates his dignity as a man. The humiliating difference between laymen and clergymen must disappear, and equality spring from true liberty. Only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. Our age is the age of criticism, to which everything must submit. Religion through its holiness and legislation through its majesty commonly seek to exempt themselves from it. Two things fill the mind with ever new and increasing wonder, and awe the starry heavens above me, and the moral law within me. Live your life as though your every act were to become a universal law. So act that your principle of action might safely be made a law for the whole world. The categorical imperative would be that which represented an action as objectively necessary of itself, without reference to another end. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. Beneficence is a duty, and he who frequently practices it and sees his benevolent intentions realized comes, at length, really to love him to whom he has done well. Have the courage to use your own reason. That is the motto of enlightenment. Nothing is required for this enlightenment, however, except freedom, and indeed the most harmless among all the things to which this term can properly be applied. Out of timber so crooked as that from which man is made, nothing entirely straight can be carved. For peace to reign on earth, humans must evolve into new beings who have learned to see the whole first. Religion is the recognition of all our duties as divine commands. If a man makes himself a worm, he must not complain when he is trodden on.